Hey, good evening, everybody. Hopefully, everybody is doing well. And again, I posted everything on our social media pages. We are actually just going to be following our chasers up in northeast Kansas, northwest Missouri, and as you can see here, there are some mean-looking thunderstorms out here in east central and eastern Kansas. We did just have our first tornado warning pop down just south of Abilene. All of these cells are moving to the northeast. They may be clipping the northern part of KC Metro as well as northwest Missouri. So we're going to be keeping an eye on these thunderstorms as they continue to expand and intensify along a dry line that we are going to that's actually going to be affecting us overnight tonight here in west central Missouri. So we still have several hours before we really have to worry too much about thunderstorms here in west central Missouri. I'm still expecting 1 to 6 a.m. We're going to have kind of a broken line of thunderstorms that could be coming through west central Missouri. Not everybody is going to get a thunderstorm. We're going to be getting, it's going to be pretty scattered. But any cell that develops in our neck of the woods overnight tonight is going to have that potential to become very strong. So basically, what I'm doing, I'm going to be live for a good portion of the evening. We're going to be following our storm chasers. I'll be helping them, especially after dark, make sure they stay safe. And then, of course, they're going to kind of be working their way back and watching any cells that develop here in our neck of the woods as well. So, thought it'd be just kind of fun and kind of showcase them, get a little exposure to our west central Missouri storm chasers. What you see in your top video, now that is actually going to be Team Havoc and Nader Boys. They are teaming up on this storm chase. And then down below that on the bottom, that is Storm Chaser Jeff Smith. And he primarily contains up to northwest Missouri, northeast Missouri. And they are actually here on the map. Let's see how far they have tracked so far. Let's see if I can find them. And so they are right here. So what they're going to try to do, they started off up here in Rockport and they're heading straight down I-29 and they're going to try to head off these cells and they're going to be it's going to be moving right into very favorable environment, and actually these cells are likely going to be intensifying some as they continue their northeast approach. We're going to be having that low level jet stream during that magic hour between about now and 9 o'clock or so. And that's really going to help give these storms a little bit more spin to them. And I think that's probably the reason why we've seen our first tornado warning down here in Abilene. I think now we're going to start to see these things start to rotate and continue their east northeast approach up here into northwest Missouri. So there is a tornado watch out here for areas Atchison, St. Joe, Hiawatha, Savannah, Kingdom City, Maryville, Tarkio, and that's going to go all the way up into Iowa. Now, even though Smithville, Leavenworth, Platte County, Kickapoo, even though you guys aren't in a tornado watch, depending on what these cells do, there's a possibility they may expand over a tornado watch for you guys, the northern part of KC Metro. So we're just going to have to wait and see how that plays out here over the next couple hours. So Catherine, she is 5 miles south of Agency and her beacon is on. Thank you, Catherine. Hi, Karen. Hey, Daddy-O. Hi, Stephanie. You bet, Blondie. So again, I'm just going live just on YouTube. And of course, once these sell overnight tonight, I got a little bit of a nap in, got plenty of coffee ready to brew. So as these storms start making their way into west central Missouri, when our threat might go up a little bit overnight, of course, I will be live on all of my platforms and kind of keep you guys up to date right here in west central Missouri. And again, we're going to follow these storm chasers out there, kind of get reports. If they have any reports, I'm going to shoot them over to the National Weather Service over in Pleasant Hill or Topeka. And we're going to try to get warnings out to our friends, family that live up in the KC metro area or up in northwest Missouri, northeast Kansas. So I thought that'd be a good thing for us to do while I wait for any storms to fire up here in west central Missouri. And again, down here, guys, we're going to be it's going to be very scattered when they come in. They're going to be broken segments. But anything that fires up here in west central Missouri, all the ingredients are set there along that cold front for them to be strong to severe. So that's the reason why we have that weather aware night overnight tonight. If you have weather radios, make sure they got fresh batteries in it. Make sure they're operational. Have them by your bed when you go to bed tonight so that you have a means to be able to get up and awakened by that weather radio. Have an app on your phone. Remember, we got two apps out there that we talk about all the time. We talk about Storm Shield and we talk about the American Red Cross as well. And their app is called Emergency. Both great apps. They have a great alert function on them. And yeah, let's make sure we have multiple means to be able to get warnings overnight tonight. And let's see if we can find. So yeah, so Isaac now they're coming down I-29, heading towards St. Joe, and I say their target area is probably going to be somewhere right in here. This cell here has some potential as it's starting to kind of come up to kind of a classic shape there. Let's check. So we got not a whole lot of rotation, but definitely keeping a close eye on this as it continues its northeast approach. New severe thunderstorm warning all the way over to Atchison. Hi, Stephanie. So, to answer your question, will Clinton get hit tonight? Actually, Clinton, later on tonight between 1 a.m. 6 a.m., there's going to be a broken line of thunderstorms associated with the cold front and a dry line that's going to be moving through west central Missouri. Now, they're going to be kind of scattered, but any thunderstorms that come into our area between that time frame have the potential to be strong to severe. So, and again, this is going to be in the wee hours of the morning before we're affected here in west central Missouri. So, So again, very healthy cells along this line. And as they continue to move up into a little bit more favorable environment for some rotational direction, turning these thunderstorms, into circulating mesocyclones, in which can drop some huge hail and the potential for tornadoes as they continue to move off to the northeast. One of chasers, I believe they are from Warrensburg, Catherine Brock. They are just south of St. Joe. They're kind of in perfect position to intercept this cell here, just south of Holton, and it's actually dropping some pretty good hail. Maximum hail size 2.5 inches. Does have a weak mesocyclone to it, so it is twisting just a little bit. We'll be keeping a close eye on that cell over the next few minutes. So here we can take a look, and I am listening to our chasers through an earbud, so I am listening to their conversation as well, um, as we continue to monitor their progress. We're going to take a look here at the. Let's take a look at the latest NAM. And as you guys can see, let's jump back over here as we go into this evening, overnight. You notice we have this line of thunderstorms. This is about 3 a.m. And you got a line of possibly severe thunderstorms that's going to be moving southeast. And of course, then we get across west central Missouri. Now, any of these cells could have the potential to become strong or severe. So, and this right now, the latest short term, this is 6 o'clock. So it has slowed down just a little bit. So we're definitely going to be keeping a close eye on all the models tonight, kind of see how they track into west central Missouri overnight. Again, a lot of people here in west central Missouri, you might not get any rain at all, but yet 30 miles down the road, they might have golf ball size hail and a half inch of rain. So that's the kind of evening we're going to have. So I'm going to be watching out for all of west central Missouri, all 8 counties here. that we kind of focus on here in West Central Missouri. And of course, until then, we're going to follow our storm chasers and keep them safe. And they, of course, are following this very intense line of storms that's going to be making its way into far eastern Kansas and northwest Missouri. Hey Isaac, I shot you a message over on Facebook if you want to take a look real quick. We'll see. They're kind of going into kind of a rough area right now. I know there's some low signal in that area. Okay, I'll tell you what, just shoot me a message whenever you guys kind of get in a position, and we'll throw you on air for a little bit, okay? Copy that. So again, if you take a look, that dry line is relatively impressive, and it all the way down through Oklahoma, all the way down into Texas. So we're going to have that long dry line. Let's take a look at where that dry line currently is set up at. So we can do that. Let's jump over to dew point. And let's go regional. That way we kind of get a look at the whole area around us here. See if I get the HRRR. There we go. So currently that dry line is right here. And that's about where we're starting to see these thunderstorms kind of erupt right along that dry line. And this is the HRRR short-term model for about 7 o'clock. This came out at 6. So I think the dry line is just a little bit ahead of here. And of course, we can take a look here at where the line of thunderstorms is lining up at. Really about St. Joe down to Salina. And I believe the dew point is just a little bit further. About right in here is where that dew point is set up. That's the dry line. And the dry line separates the real rich, moist air versus the really dry, cool air. And then if we take a look, let me blow this up. If you guys take a look at this line right here, now that is your cold front. And right up here in southern Iowa, Minnesota, right at that triple point where the cold front, dry line, and the low pressure system all come together, they're having a tornado outbreak up there right now. So eventually what's going to happen, this cold front is going to catch up to the dry line, and then it's going to push through west central Missouri overnight tonight between the 6 a.m. time frame. And we'll have a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms, some of which may be severe going into the wee hours of the morning. So you can see this cold front catch up with the dry line here as we go early in the morning. See how that gap is starting to close? And then by about 11 o'clock tonight, that dry line and cold front are going to be together, and they will continue to push down into west central Missouri overnight. That's 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. And looked like at 6 o'clock in the morning is draped right across Benton or Pettis County, Henry, Bates. And then, of course, it will continue to go on down further to the south, and it's going to stall out about right here. And we're going to start to see those dew points build back up here along I-44. And they're going to have that threat for severe weather down in the Springfield area tomorrow afternoon. So that's the process that we're kind of watching throughout the evening tonight. Appreciate you guys joining in. And again, if I'm here to answer any questions any of you guys might have tonight, as well as following our storm chasers. We got storm chaser Jeff Smith. We also have Team Havoc, and we got Nader boys out there that we are following. You see them down here on the right-hand side. Isaac with Nader boys decided to team up with Team Havoc. So they're running together tonight. So we're going to get them on, and we'll listen to them a little bit, especially right now they're getting in position. So they're getting in position to jump in front of this line of thunderstorms. So right now, let's see see if we can find Isaac. That might be him right there. Yep, that's Isaac right there. So that's where all of them are currently at right now. I do not see Jeff Smith's signal. I'm going to have to probably get a hold of him and see what's going on with him, because that's really nice when we're able to see where these chasers are on the map in comparison to where these storms are. So make sure we keep them safe, and I can always jump over to a road network map and be able to help navigate them, make sure they don't get into any trouble. We also have Catherine Brock. They are down southwest of Agency, Missouri, and they look like they're probably going to be holding steady about right there. And they're going to wait for this storm to make their way closer to them. And again, this is severe warned right now. Lime-sized 2-inch hail. So that's a monster hail with 70-mile-per-hour winds. So this is definitely a very strong supercell that is going to be moving over across the state line probably here in the next probably around 30 minutes or so. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on our friends up here in northwest Missouri, as well as northern metro and Platte County, Smithville, Leavenworth, Kickapoo, Plattsburgh. In this area, this line is kind of moving east-northeast, so it may clip some of these towns right down here that's not in that tornado watch. So again, just because you're not in a tornado watch, if you live around a tornado watch or severe thunderstorm watch, you still need to be weather aware, because those storms could come awfully close to you. So hey Jeff, do you have your beacon on? I haven't found you all night yet. Is it under your name? Well, I've been tracking Isaac, but yeah, I haven't seen your beacon all night. I don't think Matt has either. Me and him were discussing. We hadn't seen your beacon all night. Copy. This is Isaac's stream. Hopefully, they don't hit that pedestrian on a bicycle. And they are still navigating, trying to get to where they need to be. They're going to get in their position, and then we'll join them in on the live stream here in just a little bit once they get everything ironed out with their streams and with their logistics, get where they need to go. So that's one of the downfalls of being a storm chaser is if you go into an area you're not familiar with or you hit construction zones and get deterred, you've got to have a great navigator to be able to get you up and around where you need to be. So this is Storm Chaser Jeff Smith feed right there. We'll put him back down. And of course, this is the top one here. That is Team Havoc. So of course, once we get through this, guys, tonight, overnight tonight, tomorrow, we also gonna have to contend with the another chance of severe weather again. I believe on Wednesday. Let's take a look at the current Storm Prediction Center outlook for tonight. And of course, you see all of West Central Missouri is in that level 2 out of 5 slight risk for severe storms. So that's why we're going to be watching overnight tonight for that possibility. And then for tomorrow, again, it's going to be mainly down south. Springfield and south is where the severe risk is going to be tomorrow. We could see some thunderstorms and showers throughout the day tomorrow. They're going to be likely non-severe because the severe threat is going to be, again, down here, southeast Missouri, far southern and southwest Missouri. And then day 3, we've got, this is going to be Wednesday into Thursday. We have that slight risk down in Texas. And looks like they have pretty much taken out that go to 7 and day 8. So they did take out that day 3 categorical risk. Now it is shifted way to the south. So this is new. Last time I checked, we were in that marginal risk of severe storms up here in West Central Missouri, but looks like it's going to stay down to the south of us. Our next chance of seeing severe weather here in West Central Missouri looks to be right around, as far a big system coming through according to the LRC, and that's poised to come through May 8th, 9th, and 10th, right around that time frame. And that's according to the LRC. Let's just jump over here. I'll show you guys here. We've got So let's jump on down here. This is the severe weather report from the LRC, and you can get the severe weather report. You get a hurricane report. You can get a winter season report as well as an ag report. These are all a la carte packages through the LRC. And if you notice, we're in that 90 percentile for the potential of seeing severe weather May 3rd through May 10th in this area. Now, I think our possibility is going to be right around the 8th, 9th, and 10th during that time frame. And we have a 90% chance that, and it looks like West Central Missouri is pretty much right inside that 90% risk. So that's I'm going to be watching. This thing hadn't even formed yet. So, of course, I'll be watching all the models and all the data, and we'll be able to see that system form way out in the Pacific and then make its way across the United States and then affect us again right around the 8th, 9th, and 10th of May. So Catherine said they're sitting just south of Agency. I believe that's, quit. That's them right down here. So they are just east of DeKalb and southwest of Agency. And they're waiting on this cell right here to move across. You can see here on Jeff's stream right down here, they got a pretty good little cloud base going. And again, they're going to be, there's Jeff Smith. He's on now. There he is. So Jeff is, what you're seeing on the screen on Jeff, he's looking right into the likely going to be the anvil top of, yeah, there's the anvil top. I see it right now on the stream. Let's just jump over there and take a look here at his stream. So what you're seeing, this right here, let's see here. Let me get my arrow up there. What you're seeing right up here, that's the anvil. That's when the clouds get so high they can't go up anymore. They hit almost to the troposphere, and they have no place to go up, so they go out, and it creates like an anvil looking shape. And that's what you're seeing right here. That is the top of the anvil, is what you're seeing right here on Jeff's stream. And if you, let's bring this back down and let's look at radar. So, and of course with Jeff being right here, he's looking right here. And that's the anvil right now. Jeff, I'm going to send you a Facebook message. So here in just a minute, we are going to jump in on Jeff's stream as he's coming up on the back side of this cell that right now is severe warned. They have a new severe thunderstorm warning. this is actually going to include northern Platte County, Buchanan County, Atchison County, on let's say northwestern Leavenworth and Donovan County. So this is going to be approaching Kickapoo, Platte City, Smithville. You're not in the warning, but this cell is kind of tracking a little bit closer to your area, so you might want to keep a close eye on this cell as it's going to come pretty close to you as it continues to cross the state line. As soon as Jeff gets into a decent area, we're going to go ahead and jump on Jeff's stream, and he's going to kind of explain to everybody kind of what his thinking is on this storm and where he's actually heading to. So just waiting on okay from Jeff, and we'll jump on his stream. And again, Jeff is just coming into the very beginning of the storm, and you can kind of see he's right on the outside edge of that thunderstorm. So and they're just lined up, and they're not going very fast. They're not going very fast at all. $20 mph. That one's actually trucking 47. This cell here is moving 49, so yeah, a little bit of a clip to them. Right now, there is little areas of rotation, but that is likely associated with the hail that is going on right now. Let's take a 3D look at this hail here real quick. We'll take a little cross section right here. So we've got some hail approach coming down from just under 22,000 feet. So, you know, it's likely going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of, it could be quarter size hail out of this right now. I don't think it's anything larger than quarters right now. We'll start to see larger than quarters once we get up to around 24,000 feet. But yeah, it's we definitely got some hailers there. We got a little hail spike right here. That's that right there. That goes up beyond 22,000 feet. So definitely have hail in this cell for sure. Okay, so what they did, if you guys notice right down at the bottom of my screen, you got in red a new tornado watch, I believe, has been actually extended, and that's going to be for these counties here. Remember, we talked a little bit about they might extend that out just a little bit, and they did. So Smithville, Platte City, Leavenworth, Kickapoo, Kearney, Lawson, you guys have been added into that tornado watch until, let's see here, till midnight. So anyway, you guys are, and that's because of this line of storms here that's going to be moving into a more favorable environment for those to actually rotate. So So again, for I know we looked like we got a few new ones come into the stream. So again, we're following our Storm Chasers, Nader Boys, Team Havoc, and Storm Chaser Jeff Smith. They were up here after this cell right here over Atchison right now, and we're following them and kind of keeping them, make sure they're safe, make sure they have exits to be able to get out of. Jeff Smith is actually right here, and notice that he is just in front of this hail core here at Atchison. So he's likely running in, looked like he's running into some, to a little bit of issues with this stream, probably because of the thick cloud cover. And we probably have height probably 40,000 feet high. Let's take a look how high those clouds are. Echo top. So we've got, so yeah, the storm tops on these are almost 48,000 feet above our heads there at Atchison. So they could be producing up to 2-inch lime size hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. So that is where Jeff is at. He's just on the front side of that cell right now. There's Isaac and Team Havoc. They are up here just a little bit further north than where Jeff is right now. So again, later on tonight, actually late tonight, we are going to be seeing that cold front and dry line push through west central Missouri between the 1 and 6 a.m. time frame. There could be a few cells pop up out in front of the line. It's going to be a kind of a broken line of clusters of thunderstorms. They're going to be isolated, so not everybody is going to get wet. Not everybody is going to get that thunderstorm. However, whatever thunderstorms are in our area overnight tonight, they do have a potential to be strong to severe. Okay, I do. You have a black screen on your stream right now. It is cutting, kind of cutting in and out. You are back up again, but yeah, once I see you have a maybe a solid stream, we're gonna go ahead and put you. I'm gonna go ahead and put you on. I just want to be able to communicate with you. Okay. So Jeff is pretty much in position, and again, he is going to be sitting. Let's see, I believe that's him right there. So he's going to be having some of this. We'll see how big a hail that he goes into. He's going to just come down this outer road, and I believe he's just going to park. Yeah, it does look pretty nasty right there.
Hey, Subby, I'm in position here. I'm in position.
All right, let's see. All right, Jeff, about 30 seconds, and I'm going to put you on the stream. Me and you won't converse, but you can kind of talk about your position and what you're seeing on radar and kind of talk to the folks out there. Talk about your position and what you're seeing on radar and kind of talk to the folks out there.
Copy. I have a... there it goes into that thing. Zooming. Crap. There we go. Gosh, why does it keep doing that, man?
He's going to make us dizzy here in a minute.
Hold on. I don't know why that zooms in like...
My guess...
that. Stop. Come on, man. What is going on here?
So, Jeff is having some difficulties there. What I think is happening, he has auto zoom on and is picking up those raindrops on his windshield and zooming in on those raindrops. I think is what's going on. We'll go ahead and let Jeff finish that out and get that figured out. We'll come back to him here in just a minute. Poor guy. We got a nice close-up of him, though. Hi, Elizabeth. So again, right now, Jeff is right up here near the Lewis and Clark Village. I've been out that way. That's kind of a nice little area out there. So for those of you just getting on here on the stream, so just kind of let you guys know we're following our All right, let's go then. I'm gonna bring you up, and you can talk to them. Let them know what's going on out there. Okay, Isaac.
Yeah, I'm ready. Just message Jenny, let her know not to cut in on it. And it looks like my signal's kind of in and out too. But let's give it a shot. So just let me know when to go live. guys, I am here. I'm just waiting for our signal to get a little bit better before I start really talking here. We're up here. We're kind of south of St. Joe, what, roughly 10 miles now,
Yeah,
15
roughly.
miles maybe. We are looking west out of the truck from Team Havoc. We're riding along with them today, and I'm dropping a lot of frames as soon as we went to do that.
Rough.
Great. Yeah, Jim, do you want to try to do that thing again? Because it's cutting off a little bit for us too.
Maybe able to go to mine. Mine's not really cut now.
Yeah, it's back. Mine's back now.
Okay. Oh, man.
Yeah,
No bueno.
my signal's back now that we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Be safe, Jeff. And Jim, our signal's back, so just let me know if you want to retry that.
Yeah, we're good to go. Isaac, go ahead.
And it cut out again. Alrighty, guys, I think we're back, but so we're just south of St. Joe, roughly about 15 miles. We're coming up on Dearborn. We're watching the sun out to our west. We got a camera looking west. We've also got Storm Chaser Jeff, and he's basically underneath the storm. He just reported getting some good-sized hail on him. So he's kind of trying to book it out of his little area over there, but we are heading south. We have not ran into much rain yet, just a little bit. Basically, Rockport is about the only rain we had, right? But this thing's heading right towards us, so hopefully we'll be able to pull off, kind of get some good shots for you guys. But right now this is just producing some pretty heavy rain and some hail in it. But other than that, I don't think there's anything further out west behind this. Let me take a look here. I'm pretty sure Jim could correct me on that, but this cell, I mean, there's some stuff.
There's some clusters.
Yeah, there's way out there. Show how long it's been since I've looked that far out.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, we kind of got stuck in St. Joe a little bit. You know, you take those wrong turns, they kind of backfire on you. But we are heading south. We
Correct.
it took us a while to get out of there, but we did it. But we'll get back with Jim and let him know if things change with us, then he can come back over to us and give you guys just a live shot here. So, but I think that's it for now, Jim. Jim, I think we're gonna call that.
All right, so that was Isaac with Nader Boys. And during Isaac talking, we also had Jeff Smith. He got into a nice little hail core. I don't know if you guys were watching his stream, but he had looked like some pea-sized hail. Jeff Smith is right smack dab there in the middle. He's core punching that thing. But looked like he... we had a probably nickel size from what I could see out there in front of him. So we got Jeff Smith. He is right here just southeast of Atchison. He's right in the middle. He's probably just a few miles away. We got Catherine Brock. They are waiting on this cell to move over. They are south of Agency. And then Isaac, he's here in that top video here. Catherine Brock, another chaser out there. Isaac, you guys just passed them on the highway. Chaser convergence. Green eggs and ham, Tribble. Yep, it's up. Are you ready to talk about a little bit where you're at, what you're doing? Okay, I'm putting you on. We're going to listen to Jeff Smith. He is trying to get turned around and get back.
Yeah, the chaser beacon right now just looks like a 12-gauge shotgun blast all over the map.
Yeah, I'm ready. Well, we was going to talk to Jeff, but looks like I don't think Jeff's stream is liking me too much tonight. Every time we try to get over to Jeff's stream, and it cuts out. So we'll try again here. Of course, they are out there in no man's land. Food. You got to have food. Aunt May. I'll tell them. Jeff, you're locked up here on screen. And we just had a comment on my stream where Aunt May is. So maybe some steak and eggs and mashed potatoes. So, and again, let's kind of recap here a little bit. So, I know we have some new people here in our stream. So, again, we're not expecting any thunderstorms or rain, for that matter, for the next few hours here in west central Missouri. Likely time frame between 1 a.m. 6 a.m. is going to be our opportunity when that cold front sinks down into west central Missouri. It's going to be a broken. It is going to be. It's the potential is there for severe thunderstorms. However, it's going to be scattered in nature. All modes are possible because all the ingredients are ready to go down here. So, but 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. tonight, I'm following our storm chasers up here in northwest Missouri and northeastern Kansas for that potential of seeing some very strong thunderstorms that's crossing the state line. St. Joe, Kickapoo, Leavenworth, and likely Plattsburgh, maybe Smithville. We're watching these. They're dumping some very large hail up to the size of Lemons, which is 2-inch hail. So we're tracking them. And then, of course, we'll have our shot. I will go live on all platforms later on in the morning. Likely whenever we get under a watch or we start seeing that line of thunderstorms move closer to west central Missouri, I will go live on all my platforms and keep you guys up to date what we have going on. So we have Jeff Smith is on the bottom, and we have Team Havoc and Nader Boys are running together up on top. Hey, Jeff, oh, yeah, hang on a second there, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Isn't very good. And it's starting to freeze up. Sorry, guys.
Hey, Jeff, oh, yeah, hang on a second there, Jeff.
Oh, this thing is pulling. Look at your velocity scan. Pull up your velocity. Oh, yeah, this thing's trucking right into us. We're gonna have to move, chat. We've got a little bit of area rotation just to us. We're gonna have to shift quick.
Here it comes.
So if you guys can see, he just, of course, I got to a stream and he lost connectivity. So where Jeff is right now.
We're right in, so let's get south here.
Cell right now.
Oh my.
Hammered right now with torrential rain and some small hail. A little bit area of location just to his south. No, Zach, actually just is up in northeast Kansas.
Hang with us, chat. We gotta get out of this mess here.
So Jeff tried to head south. So Jeff is right.
It's that tail end there.
So Jeff is right smack dab in the middle of that hail core, that torrential rain right now. Looked like we just lost this stream. Can you hear me now, Tribble? We'll come back to Jeff here in just a little bit. But yeah, he got into a right smack dab in the middle of the hail core is where Jeff was at. He was trying to drive south and west and try to get out of that hail core. They were getting some pretty good winds right there as well. So looks like the severe thunderstorm warning is now, it does not include the town of Smithville, but obviously that polygon comes right up to the west side of Smithville for this cell. We'll continue to watch that. We got, let's go over to Nader Boys stream. They are parked. Nader Boys, I believe, are right. Where are they at? Let's find Nader Boys. I lost Nader Boys. Where's Nader Boys? They should be right in this area here. So Jeff just mentioned that they did get into some quarter-size hail before his stream got cut off there.
Yeah, I just got south of.
We'll wait for him to come back up. Let's take a look at Isaac's stream here. And Team Havoc. Hey Isaac, you want to talk about what you guys are looking at right now? Okay, you're on.
Well, hello everybody. So it sounds like Jim's put us over to kind of give an update. We are sitting on the north side of Platte City with Isaac from Nader Boys, and we got Team Havoc here. We're riding with them today. They were very thankful that they reached out and allowed us to ride with them today. So just kind of give you a little update. North side of Platte City, watching a severe storm. It's just to our northwest of us. It's severe for about 1.25 inches of hail. I wonder if that's what Jeff went through. If that's what he got, man.
Yeah, if we would have
and then like 7 mile per hour, yeah, we would have been right in that too. But so we're currently just watching to the north right now. You can see some lightning in the background there coming from the storms. You haven't really had a bunch of cloud to ground, just kind of cloud to cloud up there for now. Haven't really seen a whole lot of rotation with this storm. It's basically just hail and wind with it. But there has been some kind of broad here and there, just to kind of get your attention kind of deal, but nothing to worry about yet. So we're gonna sit here. We're gonna watch this. We may end up dropping a little bit further south to kind of stay out of it, so we can get some basically to stay safe and be able to get some good footage out of it. So, but yeah, very thankful for Team Havoc. You can go over like their stream too. And obviously, I'm pretty sure Jim's been telling everybody about us too. So very thankful for everybody that's involved in this entire group. We may have different names, but we're basically all one group. So we're out here to kind of do the same purpose, to get the word out for everybody. So just kind of what we're looking at here, and it may be hard to see on there. I can't see the camera at this time. Let me click over here. Okay, so now I kind of looking what you guys are looking at. This is the storm. You can see it kind of goes all the way through, and I'm reaching around a window here, and this goes off to our west. So yeah, don't judge me on my pointing abilities there, but not a whole lot to worry about with this right now, besides some hail and wind, guys. So I'm gonna throw it back over to Jim here, and let him talk. And if anything changes, we'll reach out to him and get back on here and let you guys know. So just one last thing is we will be watching this system as it drops to West Central Missouri. It looks like it's going to be a long night, maybe early morning, long day tomorrow, depending on how much energy we have left after all this. But we're going to do our best to keep everybody up to date with these. So go and take it back, Jim, and we'll reach out if we need you.
All right, guys. So that was Isaac, kind of giving you kind of a brief rundown on what he had going on. So where Isaac and Team Havoc, they are right here, just south of Platte City. So what Nader boys are going to be doing right now, they are going to be putting up a drone and see if they can catch some good footage of a drone up, goes up about 350 feet up in the air to see if we can get a good visual of what's going on with this cloud base. So he's been working really hard trying to get the drone and be able to utilize it to analyze what's way up above the trees so they don't have to drive into it. But one thing I've noticed here, and I'm going to probably let them know about, is the fact that there is starting to be, right down here, there's some really gusty winds from just southwest of Kickapoo up through Itan and over to Weston. There's some pretty strong winds there. But let's take a look. We're not going to listen in because, but let's go ahead and watch Isaac fly his drone here. And we'll make sure that that we get some video content, some photos from Isaac too, so that we can see what the drone is actually looking at. That'd be kind of cool. So for those of you that might have just joined, we are expecting to have some showers and thunderstorms between 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. here in West Central Missouri. Some of those thunderstorms could be on the strong side, possibly severe. All modes of severe weather is possible, but they are going to be scattered, meaning that you might be in one location in West Central Missouri and not get a drop of rain, and 30 miles away from you had golf ball size hail and a severe thunderstorm warning. So we're going to continue all night. We are going to be watching these storms with the help of all of our chasers out there on the ground, and hopefully we can keep everybody informed and protected all the way through the morning hours. So that's our goal for tonight. I'm helping keep these storm chasers safe tonight, making sure they don't need any help on maps, in which I can pull up very quickly a road network and be able to get them an exit out of a storm. So we're just kind of sitting here along for the ride tonight. I'm only live on my YouTube channel for this event tonight. Now, as these storms get closer to west central Missouri in the morning time, I am going to be live on all of my social media platforms, and we'll be tracking those storms into west central Missouri. So that's what's kind of going on tonight. We got a lot of local storm chasers out there. They are right around Platte City right now. I know we have Isaac. He's down here just south of Platte City right now. They're going to be watching and reporting what they can see with their drone. That's what you see here on your screen right now. They're going to be recording and taking pictures of what we're going to be able to see. Hopefully we'll be able to get a little snapshot of what they're seeing there on his readout. Pretty cool. He's actually, I believe, streaming to Nader Boy's Facebook page right now. So let's go over to Nader Boys.
And this is looking, north.
So there you can see the Nader Boys stream right now. That is what the drone is looking at. And as you can see, we've got look like a shelf cloud that is going to be moving in. You got the rain shafts right here right in between the sunlight. That's the rain shafts. And kind of looking over here.
In this area, so I don't know if you want to get a look at that on there or not.
I'm going to go ahead and turn his volume off while we take a look at that. Because over here on the right-hand side, looked like there could have been maybe just a little bit of a lowering right there. To the right of the water tower. Looked like we lost the live signal. Looked like we lost the live video signal on Facebook, Nader Boys. So, really cool technology. Something that I've always wanted to do. That would have been so cool to watch. To be able to take a drone up above the skyline. So of course, over here on the right-hand side, right up here on the right side of the screen, copy that, Jeff. And it looks like the stream is up and going, but the drone is not coming in. But to the right of that water tower, I would like to get kind of a little bit of a better look to the right of that water tower. It kind of looked like a little bit of a lowering right there. And if you take a look at velocity, there is a little bit of a couplet. It's very, very weak, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. So we'll return back to Nader Boys here in a minute. Maybe once they... oh, there it goes. There it goes. Now they're back. So right here is where I want to kind of keep an eye on. Now it looks like that could be a shelf cloud that is kind of wrapping around, and maybe that's where it's wrapping, but it did look like it was a little bit lower, like a low base to it right here. We'll be keeping a close eye on that here over the next few minutes. And again, that is Nader Boys' Facebook page. You guys can go over and watch their stream over at Nader Boys. We're actually looking from the ground level, not from the drone level, but from the ground level up here in the right-hand side of my stream. And that's Team Havoc. They are actually recording Isaac taking the drone up. And you can see, man, that's a nice shelf cloud that is coming into where they are at. Let's pick them out. There's Jeff Smith. He is just north of Platte County, or Platte City. And then we've got Isaac is right here. So they're actually looking right here toward Weston is where we were kind of seeing that lowering a little bit. And you see how we have a couple different shades of red. There's a little bit of rotation going on right there, although it's not completely rotational 360, but we do have a little bit of rotation right there that we're going to keep a very close eye on. And of course, that's going to be right down here on the southern flank of this storm. So we've got a hail core up here. That's going to be just to the west of Edgerton. That's where your hail core is going to be. But we're going to keep, look like maybe even a little bit of a cell merger coming in on the back side of this. Let's take a look here. So, yeah, look like there's a couple cells that are forming on the back side of that's kind of a rear flank downdraft of a supercell. It's forming behind it in that rain-cooled air, and then that supercell is actually sucking it up into itself. And we'll get a little cell merger. We'll see what happens here over the next couple of updates here on radar. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning. 1-inch hail, 70 miles per hour winds. It's going to be coming into the strongest part. The hail aspect of it is going to stay just south of Agency, in between Platte City and Agency right now is where the hail core is. But we're keeping a close eye right down here on that southern flank of this supercell where there's just a little bit of rotation and we might be seeing a little bit of a lowering. Let's bring Nader Boy's stream back. They are back up with the drone. And here is that lowering that we are seeing right now. You guys see that lowering? That little circulation, that little mesocyclone that we're keeping a close eye on. And then he pans all the way across that shelf cloud, giving you a whole 360 turn all the way around. So great vantage point there from the Nader Boys with their drone. Of course, snacks. That might actually have snacks in that shop. Thoroughbred Ford. And this right here is the area that we're kind of watching pretty closely right now. Let's go ahead and see if we can listen in a little bit.
We're just gonna. It looks like on here. Looks like rain's gonna be in our way. Can you still see it? Yeah, when it's. I mean, obviously when it lightnings, you can't see anything until it lightnings, but you can still see that little spot. I wish I could pan the camera up more. Yeah. So
I do have, guys. I do have your stream. We are listening to your audio.
Yeah, but somehow wish I could pan the camera up more.
I do have, guys, I do have your stream. We are listening to your audio.
Okay, Jim, yep, did hear you. So I've got about 15 minutes left of battery, but I think we may get some wind before that 15 minutes is up. But I'm gonna.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
About 15 minutes.
I can hear me yelling in the background. I'm gonna keep this up as long as I can. So But yeah, Jim, if you could give an update on it on your stream, ours can hop over and follow you and get updates on it. So, because it looks like it's just, I got to hold this in the right area. For some reason, I lose connection if I really try to move around much.
All right, let's we got the boys up here, Nader Boy, Team Havoc. They were up here in this top video. Jeff Smith's going to get in position. He's going to start another live stream. He actually lost his connectivity. I do want to put this back on velocity. We're going to switch over. And, of course, it's getting over here to the right of them just a little bit. And the boys are, let's see, they're right here, I believe. Yeah, there's Isaac. So now he's actually panning around to the right where we're seeing that lowering. And that lowering is right there at Edgerton now. So the drone went up and it's looking to the right. And of course, that's gonna be looking right into Camden Point and Edgerton, and that's where we see that little bit of a lowering. So they're keeping a close eye on that here over the next few minutes, right up here at Edgerton.
Shit.
We do have Jeff Smith back up and running again. And of course he is, let's take a look at his stream here. So he is parked, and he is watching that that shelf cloud as it moves into
That. Oh,
Hey Jeff, I got your live stream up. We're gonna listen in on you for a little bit.
All right. Copy that. Watch your elbow. Okay. All right, we're gonna move here a little bit. Let me get my mapping pulled up here. All right, I'll just switch them like that. Heck with it. I kind of know where I'm at. All right, so we're just outside the severe polygon. Like I said, we're just north of Platte City here, kind of the Tracy area, I think is what they call it. Area, St. Mary's is rolling. St. Joe's kind of in the clear. We could.
Hey guys, we might have a tornado warning coming on the board.
So, possible tornado warning. Let's see what happens here. We'll make a run for it if there is one. Run for it, I mean we're going to go after it. Let me reposition. I'm going to change the direction we're facing. We're going to face back into this thing. get down here, I'll get turned around and come back. Can you keep a hold of that so it doesn't swing? All right, here we go. Behind us.
That's negative on the tornado warning. That is negative on the tornado warning. I think they are going to extend the severe thunderstorm warning.
Some pretty good lightning there. I don't want to shoot too far. To that rain, but keeping my eyes on that cell that's out by St. Mary's. Oh, good Lord. That cell by St. Mary's.
So we're going to let him get repositioned. So what we're looking at right now is this cell up here near Grayson. Very broad rotation. But we do have some inflow coming in right here. A little bit of rotation right here. I do believe our scroll down here at the bottom had mentioned tornado warning, and from the Kansas City office, and I believe they were talking about the severe thunderstorm warning. I think it was just the error of the scroll that you see down here below. So they do have some good wind signatures right now across Platte County. So they are going to continue that severe thunderstorm warning across Platte County. So Smithville, probably here in about another 15-20 minutes, you can expect 40-50 mile per hour winds, maybe some small hail. Platte City, the same thing. So for those of you that might have just came into our stream here a little bit ago, so we are tracking with some storm chasers here from West Central Missouri. They are up, taking a watch of these storms up here in Northwest Missouri. They're relaying information back to me, and then I can send that to the National Weather Service through their chat program. And we're trying to, to where that they can get those warnings out ahead and try to help protect people. That's what we're doing tonight. Now, later on in the morning, probably between 1 a.m. to 6 a.m., in that time frame, we're going to have that cold front be sinking down into West Central Missouri, and it could spark some showers and thunderstorms. It's going to be very scattered in nature here in West Central Missouri, but the ingredients are definitely going to be there, and we're likely going to see at least a couple of warnings here in West Central Missouri, but not everybody's going to get wet. You might not get a drop of rain where you're at, and 30 miles away could have golf ball size hail. So that's the kind of morning that we're going to be up against from about 1 a.m. till 6 a.m. But till then, we are just watching this line of thunderstorms that is likely, as they continue to move east, they will likely begin to look a little bit more disorganized, and they might lack a little bit of their oomph behind them because they're kind of racing away from the dry line. So the dry line is still behind these thunderstorms. So as they race out ahead of that dry line, they lose some of their energy to sustain themselves. So I have a feeling we're likely going to see, well, we just had a couple of those severe thunderstorm warnings just go off of the board. So we do have some 1-inch hail reports. That's from Platte County Emergency Manager, 1 inch, and that's 3 miles east of Itan. We also had a 60-mile-an-hour wind gust in Atchison County near Lancaster, Kansas. So it was packing a pretty good punch as these storms continue to move to the east. But The better forcing is still going to be up here. And of course, as we see, there are several severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warnings. And of course, we still have some out here in eastern Kansas. But again, as they move east and away from that dry line, they'll start to lose a little bit of their punch here over the next 30 minutes or so, I believe. They're likely not going to extend the tornado warning any further east for right now, because these things are going to be too far away from a lifting mechanism, and they're just going to start to lose their potency a little bit. Now, these storms out here, now they're still riding along that dry line, and these will likely continue to stay severe for a while until they move into a little bit stable environment. So it looks like we're going to have a special weather statement coming out right now for Platte County, as well as southeastern Buchanan County, for some nickel-sized hail and 50-mile-per-hour winds now with this cell that the boys were just on. So, see where these guys are going. They're still down here. There's Catherine Brock is in Platte City. Isaac is near Platte City, and I do believe Jeff Smith is right in there as well with these guys. That's where our storm chasers are as of right now. So let's take a look at a new model. We're going to take a look here. They're 46 hours into it. That'll give us plenty of time. Let's look on the local side. Let's see what the new short-term model is showing for our area. We're going to look at the ARRR first, and then we're going to go to the Rufus model, which has handled these cells really, really well over the last couple storm systems. I've been really impressed with the Rufus short-term model, but we'll get to that here in just a moment. So let's put this, that's 8 o'clock, it's 8:44 now. And of course, those are those strong cells that the boys have been following up there in northwest Missouri. And then we're going to put this in motion. There's midnight. And we start to see that dry line now working its way through the Kansas City metro. And then it looked like right around the 3 to 4 a.m. time frame, all the way through now around 8 o'clock, we're going to be watching for that potential of any severe cells with this broken line of thunderstorms. So if we take a look at the ingredients, let's see what it's showing still. So yeah, we're still gonna, it's still showing CAPE values. That's the convective available potential energy. It's still showing that up there around 2,800 joules, and that's huge. So we got plenty of energy associated with this line of storms coming into our area. Looks like there's not going to be any cap on this at all. It's just going to be free floating. So we've got a low cloud base. That's what LCL stands for. That's liquid condensation level. You typically want that below 850. And remember, this line that goes up and down right here, this is altitude. So the higher you go up this axis, the higher up in elevation you go in the atmosphere. So you really want that liquid condensation level. That's the level where clouds will form. and you really want that low. You want that low-topped, surface-based thunderstorm, and then you want wind shear, and it is lacking just a little bit of wind shear. That's what these wind barbs here. So you got southwest wind at 5 knots, a little bit maybe west southwest at looks like that's 30 knots, 40 knots, just a little bit higher than that, and then you go more westerly at 40 to 50 knots. So that's when that low level jet stream, that surface jet, is really going to start to kick in and start to help spin these storms overnight tonight. However, it's not going to be along the dry line. It's going to be along the cold front that has caught up with that dry line. So we're not at that triple point. We don't have that big lift, that big pump of lift. So we're, it's going to lessen that severe threat a little bit for us here in west central Missouri. But we definitely still have that potential to see a couple isolated thunderstorms that could be severe overnight tonight. And according to this look at all of the conditions, it is possible. The tornado potential is low, but it's definitely there. And if you take a look at the significant hail parameters, it's really, really cold once you get up here to the upper elevation. And you notice some of the significant hail, max size 4.25 inches. So we're definitely have that potential if we can get a thunderstorm to fire up in west central Missouri overnight tonight. So that's what we're keeping a very close eye on and staying weather aware through the overnight hours for that potential. Pretty healthy storm out here near Grove, Rossville, Silver Lake. It's going to be heading over toward Valley Falls, Oskaloosa, Kansas. Take a look at the rotation here. Very broad rotation down here coming through into Plattsburgh right now. Smithville, looked like you guys kind of escaped that hail core, but you do have a few more cells that's going to come a little bit closer to you. We'll watch them as well here over the next few minutes. And thank you guys for joining in the live stream tonight. Again, we're just following our local storm chasers here and around the area. And up here in northwest Missouri, and again, these cells are going to be moving off to the east-northeast. Now, the further east they go, a little bit less of an environment. You know, the dry line is still out here west of this line right now. And so these things aren't going to have that availability to have that extra lift along that dry line. And of course, the wind changed the direction and height too along the dry line. They're not going to have them with these. So they're pretty much just out there surviving on their own steam out there in northwest Missouri right now. But we're still keeping a very close eye on this and the other storms that are lining up out here in eastern Kansas. There's a tornado watch out for this area right along this line of storms right now. So we're going to be paying very close attention. Make sure our chasers stay safe. See where these guys are, see where they're at here. That's Catherine. There's Isaac. Like Isaac is just southeast of Platte City. Jeff Smith is right next to Catherine Brock. They got to be like right next to each other and don't even know it. They're right next to each other. Right next to Casey Bobcat. So they're going to kind of, I think they're probably going to kind of hang out. I don't think they're going to be chasing this storm anymore. I think they're going to kind of wait for this bad boy here to move up. So they probably have a few minutes yet to go before this cell catches up with them. They might be heading that direction. We'll check in with Isaac here in just a second. So taking a look at the latest HRRR too, you can actually see you've actually those cells that come across the state line, they maintained their strength for a couple tier counties. Take a look at the conditions here. We'll take a look at a sounding, and we still have Cape up there right around 2,000, middle level Cape, surface Cape 1577. Wind shear, they got all kinds of craziness going on here with the wind shear. They got northwest winds at the surface, and then switching out of the southwest. So this hotograph really looks pretty funky. But it's when you come up here to the very top, when you start taking a look at these segments up a little bit higher up in that thunderstorm, you notice there's quite a bit of wind shear at the upper levels of the atmosphere, and that is what is actually showing up as still tornado potential, but very large hail up to 2.75 inches as well. So and that's for 10 o'clock. So probably still another couple hours left of some conditions could be favorable for tornadoes in this area. So looks like Catherine Brock, looks like they're going to waiting on the storms in Topeka to move over. Of course, you see the boys there. I think this might be a good time for me to have a break. I am going to go use the restroom, grab me another drink, and I will be right back with you guys. All right, guys, I am back. Let's listen in on Jeff here real quick.
Just for visual. Keeping my eyes on things. No, Gary, I'm actually just across the hill from Trexmark on the north, sitting off the side of the road from that Trexmark there off of Tracy. Right off the side of 273. But, yeah, I just don't know what I want to play. It's just kind of a waiting game.
We'll come back to Jeff here in just a little bit. Kind of a waiting game. These guys are waiting. I say on this cell right here, there is a pretty good wind signature here. If you notice right here in between Valley Falls and Rock Creek, there's a pretty good, a little bit of rotation, as well as some strong straight line winds. Take a look at that right there. That's probably 68, 70 mile per hour winds. Now, of course, that's going to be up in the elevated areas in the atmosphere, but still very strong winds could be transitioning down to the surface. That severe thunderstorm warning for 1.25 inches, half-dollar size, 60 mile per hour winds. So if you are tuning in, of course, we are watching our storm chasers from here in West Central Missouri, and storm chaser Jeff Smith. That is what you're seeing here on the right side of your screen. Jeff is down here at the bottom. Team Havoc and Nader Boys up here on the top. We are keeping an eye on them, make sure they stay safe. And they're tracking this line of thunderstorms up here into northwest Missouri and northeast Kansas. Just a little bit of a plug. I don't know if anybody has ever tried this. Probably one of the best marketing ploys that I've seen in a long time, and it started with a father who wanted to get his kids off of the energy drinks. So he came up with, it's a big 20-ounce can, and it's called Liquid Death. Boy, if that don't sound like an energy drink. I got the cherry flavor, and it's called Cherry Obituary. And it's water. He figured maybe if the kids would see that can in a Casey's for 3 for $5 mixed in with the the other energy drinks, that they would think that is really cool and they buy it. And it's 20 calories per can, and it's sparkling water. And they have different flavors. They got like Dr. Death is Dr. Pepper flavor. They got cola flavor, 7 Up, Mountain Dew flavor. They got all kinds of flavors. And they got regular water too. But what a great marketing plan that is. Liquid Death. Incredible. That's a free plug for Liquid Death. I'll send them I'll send them a bill. So I think what these guys are going to be targeting on, I'm going to talk to them here. I see they're communicating with each other right now. They're going to go back to where Isaac launched his drone at. And I think what they're going to do, they're going to sit here, they're going to watch this cell out here near Rock Creek and Valley Falls. I think this is the one they're kind of eyeing right now. Has a brand new severe thunderstorm warning on it. And they're going to see what it does. Does have some pretty good winds with it. $50-60 miles per hour. A couple little couplets over there. It is rotating, but then again, you also have to think we got a couple of hail cores there too. So in order for hail to form, you have to have that. You have to have a mesocyclone. You got to have strong updrafts to be able to launch that hailstone back up at 18,000-20,000 feet above our heads. So it has to be a strong storm, and it has to be it has to have a strong updraft. So you typically will see some rotation signatures around the hail course, and I think that's what we're seeing right now. But we're going to keep a close eye on this cell. As you can see, it's starting kind of to come together a little bit here near Oswaki, I guess. And let's take a look at, so there is, I tell you what, there is a little bit of an inflow right here. There is a little bit of an inflow, and that's right where we see that rotation. Definitely something we need to keep an eye on for these guys. So you guys might take a look at velocity just east of Rock Creek. There is a little bit of an inflow notch, and there is a little bit of rotation right there. I don't think it's associated with the hail core over Rock Creek. I think it's just east of Rock Creek, but there is a little bit of rotation. You might keep a kind of a close eye on that here over the next few minutes. Copy that. So, you've got you've got a nice inflow and a nice little notch that's feeding into that hail core. So if that thing tightens up any at all here over the next few minutes, it's not your textbook tornado warned storm by no means, but we are seeing some pretty good rotation right there in the inflow. So we'll keep an eye on this here for the next few minutes. So we got some very strong winds out there as well. We've got 50, 60 mile per hour winds that are up above the surface. because remember, whenever the further away you go from where that radar site is, the higher up in the atmosphere that beam is touching. So it's not at the surface you're getting those 60-mile-per-hour winds, but it's up in elevation a little bit. Maybe a couple thousand feet above the surface, but definitely got some strong winds that could be actually, trickling down toward the surface, 40, 50 mile per hour, pretty easy. We've got, man, that's a big old hail producer right there. Let's take a look at that on 3D. Let me jump back over. Let's go ahead and put this on volumetric here. Let's draw a line through the core. Oh, man. Let's jump over to the hail. Let's see what we got. So we do have some hail up to 15,000 feet. So that's likely going to be probably dime size, maybe nickel size hail coming out of it right now. Look like we do maybe have potential to see 1-inch hail. I don't think it's fallen to the surface though. Still have that inflow notch right here. So when we're talking inflow notch, you've got winds going away from the radar site, means that they are going to the west, right? Well, you get these winds that come into the cell and then it's picked up and it's circulated back around, because now it's going toward the radar, which is green color, the cool colors. So in here is where you would see the possibility of some rotation somewhere between Winchester and south of Dunavant. So that's why we always look for these little inflow notches. This is not your traditional supercell radar signature of a tornado, but you kind of have a broken line of storms. You have to watch for those little circulations. So that's what we're keeping a close eye on. And of course, with that inflow, giving it some rotation up at the upper levels, and of course that's helping producing some of this big time hail that's going on right now. See if I can get that back on volumetric. There we go. I captured it that time. See what it looks like. Holy moly, that's where we're starting to get the big hail right there. You guys see, you got hailstones approaching almost 30,000 feet. That the updraft is actually pushing those hailstones up almost 29,000 feet. That's huge. So yeah, we're definitely probably getting severe hail here. Probably 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches hail. That's being lofted up almost 30,000 feet. Pretty impressive storm. Take a look at what we got going on up here. Looks like in Wisconsin, there's a large tornado warning up there in central Wisconsin. We have another tornado warning here in, looks like that's about central Iowa. That's off to the east of Omaha. We do have some damage reports, branches down, hail to the sides of Nichols. And that is 3 miles west of Anita, Iowa. And then we've got this severe line of storms here. The strongest one out of the bunch right now is what the boys are on. Boy, that tightened up a nice little inflow notch right there. Let's go back to velocity. Let's see what we got. Little bit of rotation, pretty broad still, but still got some big hail just to the east of Rock Creek. Definitely got a strong hail core signature. Let's jump down to vertically integrated liquid. So right now the hail core probably 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. Looks like it's just southwest of Rock Creek right now. Wow, look at that hail core. Goodness. Now that's some big hail there, guys. Now we're approaching that lime size hail. Or lemon size 2-inch hail. Let's see if we can capture it. Oh, it's not there yet. We'll have to wait just a minute. I want to capture that on 3D. So for those of you joining in on the stream, again, we're watching, keeping watch on our storm chasers up here. They are waiting on this cell right here near Rock Creek, west of Oskaloosa. This is the strongest cell out of this line that's ongoing right now. These cells that have crossed the state line, they're really struggling right now, and that's because they're kind of racing away from the dry line, and they kind of lose their energy to sustain. But these storms here along the dry line are, man, they're rocking and rolling. And we have our West Central Missouri storm chasers as well as Jeff Smith storm chaser from eastern Kansas. They are on this cell right now, and you'll see, I think they're grabbing something to eat at Taco Bell. And that's Team Havoc and Nader Boys. They teamed up and they're grabbing a bite to eat, and Jeff Smith, he is sitting down not too far away from them and kind of waiting on this cell. Let's see if we can get a representation now. There we go. We're gonna cut, oh gosh, we're going to cut right in the middle of this thing. I'm expecting to be impressed by this. So again, right up there, 28,000 feet. So we're getting very big hail right now. There's the hail core now, just south of Valley Falls, southwest of Boyle, and just west of Dunavant. So those in Leavenworth, Kickapoo, Smithville, you might be watching this cell as it continues to track your direction. It continues to strengthen as it's moving off to the east. So we're definitely keeping a close eye on this. We still have some rotation south of Winchester. We're seeing a pretty good little couplet down there, actually. A pretty small couplet, although we're not seeing really a whole lot when it comes to gate-to-gate shear, total wind shear. So we do that by actually adding the mile per hour winds going toward the radar and add it to the miles per hour winds going away from the radar. We add those two together, and that's how much total shear that we have. And it's not very impressive right now, but it is rotating. So, of course, it's producing some very big hail right now as well. So if anybody just jumping on the stream again, we're following the boys. We're following our West Central Missouri Storm Chasers and Jeff Smith. They're tracking this cell right now. They're getting a little snack right now. And then we're going to check in with them and see kind of what their plan is as they continue to follow this cell. And again, there's a little bit of rotation right in here. There's a small inflow notch as well. So we're kind of watching this, but very big hail just to the west of Winchester. All right, I'm sorry, guys. Had somebody there at the front door. Hi, Sierra. Is our area good for tonight? Well, we have a few hours before we will see any chances of seeing any severe weather. We're going to have a broken line of thunderstorms that's going to be moving through our area between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. So we're going to be watching. That very closely. Some of those storms could be strong to severe. All modes of severe weather would be possible with any of those thunderstorms that should happen to form. So, of course, I'm going to be live. I'm going to be live through the night. Try to catch a nap in between. But I'm going to be there watching these storms all through the night tonight. So, yeah, you heard the puppy. Yeah, somebody was at the door. He's my doorbell, too. He's my lightning alarm. And he's also my doorbell. So, let's listen in to Jeff to see what they're doing right now.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Said I was a handsome man. I try. I tell people, you know how they say a face only a mother could love, and I sometimes tell people I didn't even get that lucky. Oh boy. All right, back forward camera. So still watching this cell. I mean, it's still tracking this way. It just...
Yeah, there's another one further back.
Oh boy.
Hey, Jeff, I got your stream on, but
A lot further back. That's all the way back by...
Copy that. Thanks, sir.
Lattimore and Harrington.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking... I mean, now that's got special weather statements on them. Huh. What are they tracking at? What's their speeds? 45. That's still that Junction City area. There have been some slow movers out there today. You give me something to drink.
Yeah, get plugged in too.
Don't disconnect my stuff. I mean,
One lonely tornado warning.
yeah. And let me guess, it's like Oklahoma.
Oh, is there one down in Oklahoma? Okay.
Yeah, that's been like the second or third in Oklahoma tonight.
It's two, because there's one.
That just cracks me up though, watching that by McPherson. It's kind of slowed down, but how that just kept feeding out of there.
Yeah.
So if you're just joining us here, met up with a buddy of mine from way back, law enforcement academies, 20-some years ago. We met up or ran into each other at this year's Chaser Summit. Gary Goddard, be sure to go to his YouTube channel, like his stuff, follow, subscribe. Good friend of mine. Glad to run into him up here. Is somebody else pulling? No, that's my headlights. I'm losing it.
We got a party light up.
But he actually is up this way chasing tonight, so just kind of waiting it out, seeing what's going to happen. A couple storms now to the west in Kansas have special weather statements on them. They're still within that tornado watch area, so just kind of waiting and seeing.
I hate the way these are designed. Not to just go off your extra USB.
Give me that. How long is it?
Very long.
The cord.
Yeah, I'm talking about the cord.
There.
Thank you.
Let's see. And they keep moving the, it keeps staying severe warned, that cell, but it's, the polygon's getting smaller and smaller. Hell's getting smaller and smaller too.
Had my knee in a puddle.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to turn into a rain.
Yeah, it may just end up petering out just as it gets to us.
That would be the unfortunate.
I mean, that's the lightning that we're getting now.
Yeah.
Watch out.
You're good.
Hey, Derek, what's going on?
Be right back.
All right. What's going on, Derek? Hopefully you're doing well down there in Butler. It all depends on what this cell does. Well, they did extend it,
Yeah.
so that's good. We're going to be, are we inside there? Yeah, we're right inside. So, the cell that we've been waiting on kind of
All right, that was Jeff Smith. He makes his home up in northeast Missouri. He is a storm chaser that we've been working together here for quite a bit, for quite a while actually. So it's been a pleasure working with Jeff, and he used to be in law enforcement himself. So we had a lot in common. So they did extend out this severe thunderstorm warning. It's going to include now Leavenworth, Kickapoo, Platte City. Looks like it's going to be in line for Smithville if it continues the same path. So we'll be watching that. It's going to stay north of Gladstone. And that's going to be for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Tell you what, those boys been spending a long time in that Taco Bell. That's for sure. Levy is watching the stream from home down in Ozark, and he mentioned that they might have to make several restroom stops on the way home. Jeff has actually got a pretty good vantage point right now. A lot of lightning. They are over here at Platte City, just north of Platte City, I believe. Jeff Smith and Catherine both. They're like right next to each other, two different parking lots. Both storm chasers. We got Jeff's stream up here. He's the bottom stream that you're looking at right now. Looking off to the west at this cell here. It is severe warned. 1/4-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. It's going to be heading into Fort Leavenworth and Leavenworth here over the next 20 minutes or so. Taking a look at these other cells down into central Kansas, and they have some special weather statements on them, but so far we really hadn't seen a whole lot. There have been severe thunderstorm warnings, but there had been a few tornado warnings as well. But again, this thing is just not, I don't think it's quite living up to potential as up here in Iowa, Minnesota, and into Wisconsin. They were talking about, the indications were there. There could be a big tornado outbreak. But as of right now, really hadn't seen a whole lot up here. Especially since we got till after dark. Catherine's looking for a better spot. Starting to kind of cycle back up with a little bit larger hail. Just southwest of Kickapoo. I am going to turn on my alerts. I want to hear what's going on at the different state level, especially up north.
Greetings from TornadoHQ.com.
Kind of keeping an eye right here on this cell. And again, a little bit of inflow notch. Not your typical what you would always look for as far as radar signature for any tornadoes or tornadic circulation, but So they're going to be moving down to a soccer field. They're going to get a good look at Jeff's vantage point, and actually they're right down here, of course, north of Platte. And I think what they were talking about, they were going to go down. There is a soccer field down the road. I'm not sure exactly where that soccer field's at. I don't think that's a soccer field. KC Bobcat. Probably down this direction. There's a soccer field down here. Due west. Not sure exactly unless it's underneath that cloud cover there. They're going to move and see if they can find a better spot to get some good pictures and see a possible lowering down here west of Leavenworth. Hi, Tori. So for those of you just kind of jumping in on the stream, so we're following our storm chasers from West Central Missouri. They are over up here in eastern Kansas and northwest Missouri right now, following this line of storms. Now, West Central Missouri, including Cass County, we're going to be somewhere between the 1 to 6 a.m. time frame. We're going to have that cold front push through, and when it does, we're going to have some scattered thunderstorms, and some may be strong to severe. But of course, this is gonna be about another. We're still 4 or 5 hours away from this cold front being close enough to produce any thunderstorms, and they're going to be very scattered. So Warrensburg might not pick up a drop of rain, but yet Harrisonville might pick up golf ball size hail. So that's what we're going to be dealing with as we go into the overnight hours tonight. We definitely need to stay weather aware. We're not under any kind of watch or anything right now. If we do get under a watch, it will probably be 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So now's a good time to get some shut-eye. Make sure you have your weather radio on, and then of course an alternative method to be able to wake you up in case there is a watch or warning for parts of West Central Missouri. Look, bring up So we're looking at Jeff's view right now. He's at a church parking lot, sits up on a hill a little bit. He has a great view of the storm base. He'll be keeping a close eye on that. And again, he is he is just east of Weston, Missouri, just north of Platte City, in a church parking lot right now.
That's pretty, Jeff.
Wow, we're getting a light show for sure.
I'm going to kind of angle
Jeff, we're heading back towards
towards Platte City too. We're also going to be following Channel 9 or Nick here on the way.
Copy that. Oh! Whoa. Velocity scan is starting to light up. Just to the slight northwest of Leavenworth.
I was just getting ready to tell you that, Jeff. Look at that one.
There is one new tornado warning for Oklahoma.
The other advantage about having something big and ugly is the ability to change clothes.
Yeah, there you go. Where did I put my camera? There it is. So, the area of rotation.
We are listening to you, Jeff, here on the stream.
Right there, just outside, right there.
Yeah.
Might be associated with the Hellcore, but maybe not. Let's see if I can get some pictures here. So, my other guys, Nick Bender with KMBC 9 is just ahead of them. They're coming back towards Platte City here.
And you can see that rotation Jeff was talking about is just south of Kickapoo, right here. So yeah, you can definitely see a little bit of rotation. It could be from the Hellcore, because again, you got to have rotation, you got to have strong updraft for a Hellcore. That could be associated with that hill core, but still, Jeff is keeping a very good eye on that right now. That's what you see up there in the upper left-hand side. A lot of lightning going on. Of course, we got Team Havoc and Nader Boys. They are back on the move also. Jeff has a really good visual of that storm right now. And again, this is just to the west of Platte City. Pretty much over Kickapoo, Fort Leavenworth, and Leavenworth. We got a nice video here Catherine Brock sent us. They are out there with the boys. There's Jeff Smith. There's Catherine Brock. She's looking at that same cell. And then we got Isaac. And Catherine sent us a nice video. Let me see if I can bring this up for you guys. So Catherine Brock sent that to us on Facebook. Man, look at that rippling effect. Oh, that don't look ominous. That was a nice video there, Catherine. Thanks for sharing. So definitely look like we probably have a shelf cloud. Doesn't necessarily look like a lowering, but you can't really tell because you don't know how wide it is. But it does look like that could be connected to the base. That could be a little bit of a lowering right there. And she is sitting at W.D. Picker's Antique Mall, right out here north of Platte City.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Oklahoma.
And again, it almost seems like once these cells get to about Platte City, Leavenworth, I think that's where they outrun the dry line. Because notice on the last 2 or 3 cells, they kind of outrun that dry line. They start to weaken just a little bit, I think. Still has a pretty good hell core on it, though. Let's take a look. I'm going to bring up. We'll see where that dry line is.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Iowa.
So again, anybody that's just coming on, I am just live on my YouTube channel tonight as we follow our West Central Missouri storm chasers. They are up there, up near Leavenworth, Platte City. They're over here just north of Platte City. We have Jeff Smith, storm chaser. We got Catherine Brock. Catherine, you just got a couple minutes before that hail core is going to be on top of you guys. So you're going to be on the southern end of that hail core. So just be careful. We also have Team Havoc and Isaac from Nader Boys. They are out there as well. And we're just kind of helping them keep safe. And as they follow these storms, as they make their way across northwest Missouri. Now, for us here in west central Missouri, still expecting between 1 a.m., 6 a.m., we're going to have that cold front move through our area, maybe produce some thunderstorms, some rain showers. Some of those thunderstorms could be strong to severe, but they're going to be very scattered in nature. So we might have a severe thunderstorm warning, golf ball size hail for one county, and 30 miles away not get a drop of rain. So that's pretty much how it's going to go when we get that cold front move through overnight. And then we will likely have more rain and thunderstorms as we go into tomorrow afternoon. Those will likely not be severe. And then we will have more thunderstorms again on Wednesday. Right now, they're not looking to be severe, but of course, keeping a very close eye on that, because earlier in the day, it was showing a marginal risk for severe storms for us here in west central Missouri for Wednesday. Right now, it's not looking very impressive right now, but we'll be keeping a close eye on it. And of course, the boys are up there. You can see they're moving. Jeff Smith, he's in the bottom stream that you see, going through a torrential rainstorm right now. And then Team Havoc, they're just outside of the rain area, but you can see the lightning. They're heading toward that direction. So very intense cell, Jeff. Matter of fact, let's listen in on Jeff's stream.
Stay with us, Chad. Hopefully we don't lose you, but we're going to go ahead and punch into this thing a little bit. Actually kind of shifted on us, but... Getting a little pea-sized hail. We're gonna run right into some hail here. Ooh, a little bit of... There we go, we're back. Saw my camera off.
Special weather statement for that one right behind us.
Yeah, I may stay and play for that one too. Alright. We're not gonna visit here, folks. We're gonna make a U-turn here. Yeah. We might
So we got Isaac Wilson. They are with Team Havoc, and they are in Smithville right now. We had Jeff Smith. He just went through the Hell Court here, just north of Platte City.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Wisconsin.
So all of these dots on here, guys, if you're watching, all of these dots, red, green, yellow, all storm chasers. How wild is that? Look at all the storm chasers up and down that slight risk and moderate risk from Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, all the way up into Minnesota and Wisconsin. Is that nuts? Look at all those storm chasers in there. So we'll wait for Jeff to come back. Looks like we lost his stream for right now. So for those of you that did not see, you guys might want to go back to Nader Boy's Facebook page. You can go back in my stream, and they actually flew a drone up where we had a good visual of a shelf cloud as the storm was rolling in. So that was kind of something neat that they experimented with a little bit tonight. Nader Boys and Team Havoc. So that was pretty cool. Also, if you guys want to help out these chasers out there, we talked a little bit about the podcast that me and Team Havoc did, and I'm going to put this up on the screen. You guys can screenshot it, you can write it down, but if any of you guys want to help out these chasers with any of their fuel, their snacks, of course, every storm chaser got to have a ton of snacks. If you guys want to help out, whether it's a buck or two, there is their information. You guys can jot down or screenshot. Team Havoc, Nader Boy, Storm Chaser, Jeff Smith, and 417 Chasers. If you want to donate, I'm sure that they would be very much appreciative. And this is just kind of one of those times when we're kind of getting out, kind of utilizing their streams. They're keeping in communication with me, what's going on, so I can kind of compare to what's going on radar compared to what's on the ground. And you know, their overall goal is the same as mine, and that's to keep everybody safe and let them know what is coming toward them and give them as much warning time as we possibly can. So that's what we try to do with my stream, as well as what the chasers try to do. So if you guys get a chance, donate a buck or two to the streamers. I'm sure they would really appreciate that. Show your love and support, just like you do with me with Subby's Weather Talk. If you just tuned in to the stream, I am only live on YouTube. We are watching the northern line of storm that we expected to be ongoing tonight. And it is along a dry line out here in central Kansas, and it goes all the way down. We got thunderstorms all the way down into Texas. So very active night. I don't think they had quite the amount of tornadoes that they were talking about possibly having up here in Wisconsin and Iowa. So I know Reed Timmer drove all the way up here into Wisconsin from down in Oklahoma, and I say he might have been a little bit disappointed, but I think they caught a couple tornadoes earlier in the day. But right now we're tracking this line of storms up here with the storm chasers. Overnight tonight, 1 to 6 a.m., that cold front's going to make its way into west central Missouri. We have a chance for some isolated rain and thunderstorms. Some of these thunderstorms could be strong to severe. And again, that's from 1 a.m. to about 6 a.m., maybe even 7 or 8 a.m. It seemed like every model run that we looked at got a little bit later and a little bit later. So, matter of fact, let's take a look at the 10 o'clock. I'm just going to bring over the models here real quick. Let's take a look at the HRRR first. And of course, those strong cells that the boys are after right now up there in northwest Missouri. And then as we go through the night, we'll start to see that front continue to push down. And really about 7, 8 o'clock, HRRR, maybe Cass County, Johnson County, we're still looking at plenty of Cape, 2800, large hail possible. Photograph is really, really odd. That's what you see right here. It's really odd shape. It is not your classic tornado photograph. However, there is a lot of wind shear in the upper levels. So definitely still have that potential for a possible tornado as well with any. That's the ingredients already.
There is one new tornado warning for Wisconsin.
The ingredients are there. It's if we can get those storms to fire. So that's what we'll be waiting on early in the morning. This is 3 a.m. And so from 3 a.m. through 8 o'clock in the morning is what we're really going to be focusing on throughout the 8 counties here in west central Missouri. Very scattered in nature. Let's take a look at the Rufus. It is just now coming on board. Loading up right now. Let's take a look what it shows. So, of course, we got those storms, northwest Missouri. 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Wow. So, the Rufus is showing still plenty of Cape, large hail, potential of tornado, and that photograph actually looks a little bit better for the potential of seeing a tornadic supercell here in west central Missouri. So these are strong storms right here that you see. They're isolated, but they're strong storms. So we still need to stay weather aware, guys. So I know a couple models is showing, just very, very scattered in west central Missouri. Some might not get any rain. Some might get a severe thunderstorm warning. And then we have some data suggesting there could be quite a few severe storms around west central Missouri. So we're just going to have to wait and see how this plays out. The Rufus, the RRFS. Now, this one right here, I call it Rufus. But it's the RRFS. It is short-term model. I've used this over the last 2 or 3 storm systems, and it's done a fabulous job of knowing where the storms are going to originate and where they're going to be going. So I've been using this quite a bit. We'll see how it goes for this go around overnight tonight. But yeah, this particular model run is showing, and this is brand new data. This is brand new data that's going out there right now. So Yeah, definitely something that we're gonna have to keep a very close eye on. Matt, thank you so much, buddy. Thanks for the donation. You were at when you were there. What's the OTMS? I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Samuel. So, yeah, we're definitely going to have to keep a close eye on what's going on here through the overnight for West Central Missouri. But for right now, and again, we do have a couple of reports right here. 50-mile-per-hour winds in Oskaloosa. And that was at 9:41, about 20 minutes ago. So we still have some strong thunderstorms out there, but they're just not quite as severe as what we've seen here about 2 hours ago. Thanks again, Matt Jones. Oh, Osage Trail. I got you, Samuel. I got you. I'm sitting there trying to think of what OTMS was. I'm sitting there thinking, what is that? What is that? I see what it is now. That was Osage Trail Middle School up there at Independence. So that was a heck of a day I had up there. So 7 hours, taught about, let's see, 7 classes of all 7th graders. Over 300 7th graders at that school. So yeah, that was definitely a long day. I don't know how teachers do it. I was exhausted. I was ready to go home and go to bed by the time I got home. So good to see you again, Samuel. Catherine mentioned her and Kevin's page in Missouri sky warned weather. So I appreciate everybody being on here tonight. And again, we've been following our storm chasers. We've got Jeff Smith got his stream back up and going. We just brought that back on live. We've got Team Havoc and Nader Boys. They are kind of teaming up tonight. And they are up here right around the Smithville area. And they're watching these storms coming into northwest Missouri. So we're trying to keep them safe and making sure they don't run into any trouble. And I'm only live on my YouTube page tonight. And of course, as we get storms a little bit closer into west central Missouri overnight tonight between 1 and 6 a.m., then I will be live on all of my social media platforms. And so we'll, that's Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. I'll be live on all of them. And to watch these cells as they come into west central Missouri. So we kind of have mixed data out there for west central Missouri. We got a couple models saying very scattered thunderstorms with potential of all modes of severe weather. And then we also have the last one we looked at was the Rufus.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Oklahoma.
And it was showing several severe thunderstorms in west central Missouri around 4 a.m. So we're just going to have to wait and see how this atmosphere reacts. But, we're taking a look. Let's take a look at that dew point right now.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Iowa.
So that dew point, we're going to have like a little plume of higher dew points, 67, 68, right across west central Missouri. And then we're going to have that dry line be pushing up against that. Notice 68 dew point Clinton, 56 in Iola. And then after it pushes through with the cold front, then of course, now we're back down by 9 o'clock, 49-degree dew point. So that's when you know that the severe weather is probably pretty much over. And then you start to get that front that stalls out across I-44 tomorrow afternoon. And then you start to see those dew points try to recover. But right now, that's going to be tough. Maybe it's going to try to recover down here along I-44, but looks like it's going to be more down here into Arkansas, maybe Kentucky by 5 o'clock, but that's tough. That's tough. Maybe around the 11 to noon time frame. You got dew points around 65 degrees in Springfield. Let's see what the composite reflectivity is looking like. Well, there is some scattered thunderstorms around here. Let's check out the conditions. More of a severe criterion for very large hail. We can see that because we have this little inversion right down here, just that big gap right there. So you're not going to see a whole lot of that cape, that energy of these thunderstorms, but it's very cold up on top. So they are going to be rotating. We do have enough wind shear to produce some significant hail. And looks like from the hotograph, maybe straight line winds. Looks like it's pretty uniform straight across the photograph. So maybe straight line wind, large hail. It looks like and this was right around the 7 to noon. And I think by then, according to the Rufus, that dew point or that dry line is going to be all the way through you guys by noon. And then you'll be back down into the 50s. So I don't know if it's going to be enough to recover. But very interesting. Be interesting to find out what happens down around the Springfield area tomorrow. Let's take a look at what's going on right now here in So it looks like right now we've got dew points here in Clinton around 67, 68 degrees right now is going to be the dew point. So it's still kind of sticky outside. It's kind of we definitely have some fuel for the fire still down here in west central Missouri, but again, we're and I am looking here. Let's go to Of course, if anybody uses Weather Underground, of course, you can check out all of our weather stations. This is our setup, Subby's Weather Talk, there at KDKD Studios. And of course, it's showing 74 degrees, west-southwest wind, about 4 miles an hour, gusts up to 12. And of course, we have dew point 66.2 degrees right here in Clinton. So, good little program here. You can also sit there and they also have a nice radar. If you guys looking for a radar, Weather Underground is not too bad. There are a few ads on there, but for the most part, it's not a bad little free website to go to if you're looking for radar. Yeah, Matt mentioning about down in Springfield. That's going to be tough tomorrow. That's going to be tough unless something changes. So, yeah, though Nader Boys, Team Havoc, they are heading a little bit further down south to see what's going to happen. And again, there are no severe thunderstorm warnings right now here with this line. You know, I really think they could pulse up a little bit, but I think until that cold front and the dry line actually pushes through, I don't think we're going to see really a whole lot other than torrential rainfall, 50-mile-per-hour wind, maybe some small hail. I just don't think it quite lived up to its full potential, what it could have been. But nonetheless, we got our storm chasers out there, kind of a practice run, testing their equipment, kind of utilizing the shared stream. And again, when it comes down to right here in west central Missouri, these guys are going to be covering all of our rear ends here in west central Missouri. They will likely be out and about early in the morning as well, following the storms if they do fire here in west central Missouri tomorrow morning. So, and again, if you guys want to donate, I would definitely encourage you guys to write down, screenshot one of this that I have up on the screen right now. Give these guys a buck or two for gas, food, for wear and tear on their vehicles. They all got other jobs. They do this in their spare time away from their families. They enjoy to do it, but it is not free. So if you guys want to support them, that is how you can do it. That's their PayPal, Venmo stuff. You guys can write it down, screenshot it on your phone. I'm sure they would definitely appreciate any support that you guys would give them. And I think what I am going to do, I'm going to go ahead and try to catch a couple hours of sleep. And we've had quite a few people here in the stream tonight. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And again, for west central Missouri, between 1 and 6 a.m., we'll likely see the possibility of some showers and thunderstorms that will move through our area. They'll likely be scattered, but we have to stay weather aware because the conditions are going to be favorable along that front as it comes through us for the potential of seeing some severe weather. So we have to stay weather aware, unfortunately. Make sure you have your weather radio on, fresh battery, gonna wake you up in the middle of the night, and then have an app on your phone as well. We got Storm Shield, free app. You can download American Red Cross Emergency app. And those apps will definitely get you guys alerted in the middle of the night if there's a warning as well. Encourage you guys to like, share, subscribe. All of our storm chasers, and that's Storm Chaser Jeff Smith. And of course, we got 417 chasers down in Springfield, Matt Jones. We've got Levy Schrock and Isaac Wilson for Nader Boys. And then we got Team Havoc. There are fresh pup storm chasers out there. Make sure you guys go to their Facebook page or YouTube channels. Give them a like. Give them a subscribe. And let's build up their channels. They're excited about doing this and working with me, with Subby's Weather Talk, with Storm Track Weather, so that we can get information out to people as fast as we can. So, unfortunately, we've got that threat for some severe weather coming in at the wee hours of the morning. So, of course, I will be up watching them. I'm going to take a quick hour and a half, 2-hour nap. And then I'm going to be back looking at the data and checking out radar. And if anything comes up, I will definitely be letting you guys know, going live on all of my platforms here for West Central Missouri. So again, thank you guys for joining in. Stay weather aware, and we'll be talking to you guys soon.